We are ready for the third and final heat. Final, I should say, of the afternoon. It's the KZ World Championship class. The karts are out on the circuit. Anthony Abbas will start this one on pole position through sheer consistency. And welcome back to form, the Belgian Kart Race in the KSW Birrell Art Austria entry. The 2014 European champion, remember? It's been a lean few years for the Belgian, but he's back on form in 2017. He starts this one on the outside of the front row of the grid. Second row of the grid is also a Birrell Art. That is the TM. Powered machine of the Dutchman Marijn Kremers. You're looking at the wildcard entry here this weekend. Petro Hilbrand, remember he's the reigning European, the reigning world champion, but that was in the direct drive category. However, he did also pick up the KZ2 International Super Cup at Kristianstad in Sweden last year. The reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto, in kart number 4, starts out of grid number 4 on the second row of the grid. Hilbrand is out of 5. We just saw him a few moments ago. Stan the Man Pex, he's been on the podium at this event in the past couple of years. He started the year by winning the WSK Champions Cup at a freezing cold Adria back in January. There are the karts on the grid, as you can see. Back with you, live pictures. As the grid girls leave the circuit, this is our final event of the afternoon. There's the American Gary Carlton for the Formula K kart. He's on the 9th row of the grid alongside the former World Cup champion, Felice Tiene. There is Europex, the 2015 world champion, starting on the 5th row of the grid. How classy is this field? And alongside him, Andrea Dalle, the 2014 European champion in KZ2. We are just a few moments away from the start here at an increasingly overcast Genk circuit in Belgium. As casual as you like, Marijn Kremers adjusts his race boot in the number 20 Birrell Art. He took the second heat win here yesterday, stepped out of KZ2 from last year, up into KZ. What a classy field this is. There's the 4-time world champion, David Fauré, in the number 9 Gold Kart. Ahead of him, Patrick Hayek, who had a spark plug tip failure of all things earlier on in the heats today, causing an engine failure. Pablo Dominguez about to push his driver, Pedro Hilbrand, into life. Could the wildcard entry take a victory here this weekend? Don't discount it. There is Kart Race. He lives, I won't say walking distance, but certainly a short bike ride from the Genk circuit, of course, here in Belgium. The track that has got a long history of close hosting international events. The 1996 ICA European Championships. The event dominated by Fernando Alonso up until the final. Of course, Jenson Button took out the Formula Super A European Championships exactly 20 years ago for the GKS Lemons team. In 2011, the World Cup was won by Jonathan Tonon in KZ1 when he passed Yannick de Brabandia on the very last lap, and Joey Hansen took the KZ2 World Cup for the Lenzo kart team. A lot of history here in Belgium, and a new chapter is about to be written. The karts move up onto the back straight. There is the pole setter, kart number 5 from France. Remember, he's the reigning vice world champion, Anthony Abbas. And look at the clouds, they look ominous as we take a look at the grid. He's on pole from Dresden alongside Kramers, De Conto on the second row of the grid. Hilbrand, then it's Stan the Man Pex, Douglas Lundberg, and the fastest qualifier, Simon Puhaka, the 2015 World Champion, Jurat Pex, alongside the former World Cup champion, Luca Corberi. Bass Lammers, Andrea Dalle, Marco Ardigo. Well, he was scheduled to start on grid number 13, but I believe he has withdrawn to the event, succumbing to injury for only the second time in his career. Fore, Torsalini, Felici Tiene, Gary Carlton, Julian De Hart and Jan Corvey on the back row of the grid. And I can tell you, controversially, although to be fair correctly, both Jeremy Iglesias and Lorenzo Complesi have been excluded from the event for a reason you will struggle to believe. You know we have a 10-second bumper rule. If you remount your bumper and try and get away with it, well, the CCTV cameras all around the circuit, they were caught and adjudged to have done so and were therefore excluded from the event, which unfortunately has robbed us of two of the expected front runners. Complacey, the 2015 Asia Pacific champion, and Jeremy the Jet Iglesias, his superb and entertaining driver to watch. They'll both watch this one very disillusioned from the sidelines. The fastest qualifier for the third race in a row, Simo Puhaka, has been a revelation. However, an engine failure cost him in one of the heats, and he has to start back on the fourth row of the grid in the number 6 Cosmic Kart. Arguably the quickest driver here this weekend, his teammate Patrick Hayek in the number 2 Cosmic. He's got a big job to do this afternoon. He's on the 7th row of the grid, all alone because Marco Ardigo will not take the start. I'm looking out the window and cannot see the reigning European champion. We concentrate on the front. Number 5, that's the Frenchman, Anthony Abbas. The outside of the front row, the Birol Art of Rock and Rick Driesen. Gary Carlton, the Californian, pulls in to spot. The lone remaining Formula K entry, 23 laps, 30 kilometres or just over here at Karting Genk, the home of champions. The green flag flies at the back of the field. Stand by for the start. Driesen launches off the start, but a good launch also by Anthony Abbas. Driesen into second spot. De Conto round the outside, kart number 4. Stan the Man Pex up into position 4. De Conto's gone third. Hilbrand around the outside, but Abbas leads the opening lap. He gets that Soddy Kart turn in as they race up the back highway straight for the first time. Kramer's in second spot, goes defensive. Has half a look, he'll be slow on the exit. De Conto knows it. Paolo De Conto, winner of the opening round of the European Championship. Will he dive up the inside at this early part of the race? He's all over the back of the Birol Art right in front of him. So it's actually Driesen in second spot. Kramer's in the second, Birol Art back in 5th. De Conto in 3rd. Abbas will lead across the line for the first time. The thunderclouds roll in here at Belgium. De Conto. Oh, look at that. Down the inside. In fact, it is Kramer's. My apologies. Kramer's the best of the Birol Arts. It's actually Driesen back in 5th spot. So De Conto now back into 2nd. Takes the Belgian. He's back in 3rd. The Frenchman in the Soddy Kart sideways on the entry to that corner. This is going to shape up into one tremendous battle. Kramer's holds the inside line ahead of Stan Pex, so the Dutchman run 3 and 4. Stan Pex on the podium in 2015 at this event. He was driving an Intrepid kart on that occasion. He started the year by winning the WSK Champions Cup at a freezing cold Adria way back in January. This is his home circuit. He has done thousands upon thousands of laps here. He could almost drive it blindfolded. There's an idea. As De Conto goes down the inside. Kramers tries to follow him through. Can't quite do it. Abbas back to 2nd spot. The reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto. Can he make it 2 from 2? He won in Sarno. He leads here lap number 3 at Genk in Belgium. They will have to fight back. They will have to make a move. Kramer knows it, and he goes back into second spot. Abbas back to third. Stead the man Pex runs in P4 from the driver he knows oh so well, the Belgian Kart Race. Behind him, the first Tony Kart, that's Pedrito Hilbrand. And a great start by Lundberg as Pex forces his way past the French driver. Drezen tries to follow through. Can't quite do it. Up the straight they come to Conto. His biggest challenge is coming from Kramer's. As Hilbrand, you saw, go side by side down the inside of Drezen, and I think he has taken the Belgian. So let's see if the young Dutchman can take on the reigning world champion, the Birolart versus the CRG. Stan the Man runs in P3 in Kart 17. It's CRG 1 and 3. It's Dutchman 2 and 3 at the moment. Then Anthony Abbas, the Frenchman in the Soddy Kart. He's back in fourth. Remember, he started on pole position. We look for his teammate Bas Lammers, way down in 17th position and traveling very slowly. Also a retirement at this early part of the race, Andrea Dalle and Jure Pex will not see the checkered flag either. So Kramer's in the slipstream of the reigning world champion. Will he pull away, or will Moraine make a move on the driver from Treviso? Slides the number 4 CRG. New components on that car for this weekend. A new brake system, new hubs to generate more grip. It's certainly working, and it may become necessary because the clouds are starting to roll in, and it's not unheard of here at Genk to get a mid-race shower and for those raindrops to disappear just as soon as they come. This is their 5th lap. They've got 4 in the books. Down in front of the grandstand, there is Abbas you're looking at. DeConto, officially the gap is 0.2 of a second. We also have to keep one eye on Simon Puhaka. The Finn has just done the fastest first sector of the entire race. He is back in 9th spot as Hayek, his teammate, 1 spot ahead. The 2 Cosmics, they're just inside the top 10, but they are comfortably the fastest 2 karts on the track. You can see Hayek, he's in 8th. He's just done a 52 dead. He's lapping 0.3 of a second faster than the leaders. He is at the very trail of this field. They are fast. They are super quick, but off the lead. Let's have a look officially for you. Well, they're only about 3 seconds back. A lot of traffic and some super classy drivers if the Cosmics are going to take victory here this afternoon. Stan Pex runs in P3. CRG's 1 and 3. Dutchman 2 and 3. And then the Frenchman Anthony Abbas. Pedro Hilbrand, the wild card entry for this round. There's the Tony Kart. Number 94 from just north of Barcelona in Spain. He won absolutely everything in 2016. He's gone green for 2017. And he's running P5 here in the early part of this KZ final, the second round of the championship here at Genk. Drezen still running 6th. Douglas Lundberg, vice-European champion in 2014. Back with the CPB Sport team. Of course, he took that vice title 3 years ago with the same team, but they were using a different chassis. They've switched to the Soddy Kart team. The French manufacturer, desperate to win this year. There's the best of their representatives. Kart number 5, Anthony Abbas. Second in the World Championships in Kristianstad, Sweden last year, where we will go for the final round of this year's European Championships. Kramer's all over the back of him. I'm keeping one eye on both Hayek and Puhaka. They are starting to reel in. They will catch the leaders. There they go, just flashing by at the top of your screen. Still a lot of time to make up. Kramer's, though, he's looking good for a win here this afternoon. He showed tremendous promise over the past 12 months. Can he take victory here this afternoon? Can he defeat the reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto? Why not? He's got the speed. The Birolart team, remember, being managed by former Formula Super A driver, the legendary Ricard Karl, who never himself was able to take out the World Championship, but took out many European races, international events as a driver. Over the years, he raced with the PCR and Top Kart teams. He's now team manager with Birol Art. Wow, has he got these red and white karts working superbly. The team from Lissone, Milan in Italy. Kramers closes up. De Conto pulls out just a little bit and Peck's behind in third, starting to come under pressure from Abbas. Kramers closes up at the end of the back straight. Remember, a new braking system on the De Conto number 4 CRG, but Kramers is absolutely matching him. De Conto gets a good run on the exit. TM powered for both Paolo and Maren, and also for Stan running in P3, and also for Abbas in 4th spot. We have to go back to the Vortex Tony kart of Pedro Hilbrand as they come across the line to start lap 9. De Conto, Kramers, 2 goes at the steering wheel for the young Dutchman. Spent much of the last year racing in the land down under for the Patrizzi course team. Indeed, at the conclusion of this race, he'll be aboard a jumbo jet to race the next round of the AKC Championship. And the city of Churches, Adelaide, that hosted the F1 Grand Prix from 1985 to 1995. Kramers, it's a long way, Marain, I'll tell you, all the way to Australia. But the trip will go a lot quicker if you can board that flight with a victory under your belt. He may well do so. He's just dropped off a 10th or 2 this time. Still shadows De Conto. Hasn't made a mistake yet, and he's not likely to either. Kramers certainly gets the benefit of the slipstream. They're touching 143, 144 kilometres an hour in a straight line here at Genk. And they have dropped off Stan, the Manpex. The local boy runs in P3. There's Abbas in 4th. Hilbrand, will he catch or will he drop off? You can see the nose cone of Kramers shuddering under brakes. Massive G-forces around this tight, technical 1.35 kilometre Genk circuit that was built by the Lemons circuit, Lemons family, way back in 1982. We have not even reached half race distance yet. De Conto. Kramers rides the ripple strip ever so slightly. This is where he does get an advantage. Just for a moment in the slipstream, chokes the engine. Look at the nose cone shutter on the Birol Art. Tight line. De Conto keeps the engine RPM up. One of the taller drivers in world karting, but that number 4 CRG working very effectively as the sun comes out to shine here at Karting Genk. Of course, the circuit that Jenson Button clinched the 1997 Formula Super A European Championship for the GKS Lemons team. That was exactly 2 decades ago. We wish Jenson well as he races the Monaco Grand Prix in exactly 1 fortnight's time. A lot of memories for a lot of these drivers at this legendary circuit here in the European capital, or just a few miles away, I should say. De Conto, well, he's starting to pull out now, 0.4 of a second from Kramers. Is that the best the young Dutchman's got? We're about to find out. There are 10 laps remaining. The sun is coming out to shine. The CRG is working superbly. Not only for De Conto, but also Stan the Man. He is running in P3. Abbas grabs another gear, and he cannot get past the Dutchman, who almost missed the corner then. He had everything locked up as he tried to get it turned in before the apex, and just did so. He's third, 1.1 seconds further back from his countryman. Hayek now up into 7th spot, can't find a way past Rekteresen. He is in the slipstream of the 2014 European champion. We will keep one eye on that battle. Patrick Hayek, there he is at the top of your screen. Hayek still can't get past. Of course, winning the last round of the WSK Supermaster Series. In fact, the last 2 rounds at La Conca, Muralachese World Circuit and Sarno International Circuit. So 10 laps now remain. The gap 0.4 of a second. It's out to half a second now. There's Stan Pex. His older brother, the 2015 world champion, Your Apex is a retirement along with Andrea Dalle. Credit also to Douglas Lundberg. He's still doing a fine job inside the top 10. He's in P9, ahead of Luca Corberti and behind Simo Puhaka. So the Finn, third race with the Cosmic Kart team. There's Hiltbrand going through. 3 pole positions in a row. He did have a freak engine failure yesterday. As Kramers looks behind him, grabs another gear. 5th along the back straight, down through the chicane towards the old part of the circuit. There it was, flashing by in the background. So DeConto, 0.532 of a second, officially from Kramers. Then it's Pex. Of course, many of these drivers racing in the German Championship event 7 days ago, including Stan, who was up on the podium. It was a CRG 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And CRG, they're looking good here this afternoon, running 1 and 3. 8 laps now remain. The KZ European Championship, their second event of the year. DeConto. The lead, well, it's down to 0.4 of a second. Kramers is catching him. You saw a few moments ago he had a look over his shoulder, just making sure his countryman Stan was just far enough back that he could concentrate on catching DeConto, putting the move on without having to worry about Stan. There is Pex in P3. They go down front, in front of the grandstand. The laps are running out now. We'll check the time for you. It was 0.4 of a second last time. He took a 10th out of DeConto. Will he get the benefit of the slipstream? He's driving the wheels off that kart as hard as he possibly can. The gap remains exactly the same. 0.42 of a second. Can he catch him? It will require a monumental effort from the young Dutchman to overtake the reigning world champion, who's desperate to make it 2 in a row. He is catching him though, you can see it. Let alone the time on the screen. He's closing in on DeConto. He's still got time, 6.5 laps remain. And certainly it is much, much easier to chase than it is to lead. DeConto, for his part, has not made a mistake. He continues to lead. His best lap, 52.210, fastest lap of the race. Patrick Hayek, 0.2 of a second faster that. Hayek now up into P6. He's a long way back. There's the Czech Republic driver in the Cosmic Kart, trying to chase down Pedro Hiltbrand. He's 4.5 seconds further back, but he's the fastest driver on the track by some distance as well. He's 0.2 of a second faster than the drivers in front of him. Kramers takes another 10th out of DeConto. The gap's down to just 0.3 of a second. He's all over the back of the Italian, the reigning world champion. He has now got a fight on his hands. Here comes Moraine. He's saving the best till last, and he needs to. This will be the biggest win of his career if he can do it this afternoon. But he currently runs in P2. There's Stanpex. He's dropped Abbas off a bit. He's comfortable in third, the third step off the podium. Abbas in the Soddy cut, the reigning vice world champion. He will soon be under pressure from Pedro Hiltbrand if he's not careful. Kramers still 0.3 of a second. 2 kart lengths. Can he bridge it? Can he gap the reigning world champion, DeConto? A wider line from the Italian, very, very smooth. Here's Kramers like a statue. In the slipstream, just gets the slightest advantage. Lets the TM do all the work. Engine braking down the back straight through the chicane. Again, a wider line from DeConto, a tighter line from Kramers. 4.5 laps now remain. Can he do it? Can he catch? Can he pass? The reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto. He's looking to make it 2 in a row here after winning the first round of the series at Sarno in Italy. Kramers closes in up over the back. DeConto rides the ripple strip. 144 k's an hour. Kramers driving the wheel off that kart. It's down to 0.2 of a second. He is catching him. Kramers, the Dutchman, is honing in on the reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto. It's been a processional race with all due respect up until this point. But with 3 laps now remaining, this race has come alive. DeConto will now be able to sense, he will now be able to hear the TM engine of the number 20 Birolart, Marijn Kremers. He closes out again under brakes. And again, remember, the CRG team, they've got a new braking system on the Kart of De Conto, which is working superbly, but Kremers is matching him every step of the way. De Conto pulls out just a little bit that time. Kremers a little bit wide. Every inch will count. Again, head down behind the steering wheel. The gap, 0.3 of a second with 3 laps to go. He needs to get the slipstream. He needs to rattle De Conto, but that's easier said than done. Stan Peck's comfortable in P3. Kremers rides the ripple strip. De Conto down through the gearbox. 2.5 laps now remaining. Kremers would be desperate to take a win on his home circuit, Genk in Belgium. Again closes up down through the chicane. Rides the ripple strip. Airborne goes the number 20 Birolart. A tight line. Once again, he loses a couple of RPM on the exit. There is Stan Peck's in P3. Abbas has dropped off. There's Pedro Hilbrand, the Spaniard, in 5th. We'll check the gap for you. Kremers is running out of time. He closes up. De Conto, a little bit of wheel spin on the exit. 2 laps now remain. It's down to 0.2 of a second. The Dutchman takes another 10th out of the Italian last time round. He needs to make a decisive move. He needs to do it in the style of none other than the driver in front of him. He needs to make a De Conto type move. De Conto sideways on the exit. I think his Bridgestone tyres have cried enough. Can Kremers do it? Oh, down the inside, side by side over the ripple strip. Kremers almost took the lead. That cost him. They did not touch. What a race with a lap and a half to go. I thought it was all over, but he's still got another chance. De Conto was slow on the exit. The last lap board is being readied for the reigning world champion Kremers. Desperate to take a win here at Genk. Let's take a look at the replay. He thought about it the last possible moment. He came from the clouds, down the inside, the nose cone shuttering, side by side, over the ripple strip, and De Conto holds the lead. The last lap of the KZ European Championship race. I don't think Kremers can do it, or do we speak too soon? Up the back straight they go for the final time, near on the last opportunity. Kremers again tries the inside, can't do it. De Conto trying to hang on for dear life. Again, Kremers sideways on the exit, under wheel spin. Here's another opportunity. De Conto knows it. He does not flinch. Down in front of the grandstand. The final few corners, can Kremers make the move into the pit hairpin? Kremers is too far back. Will he try it? He can't do it. For the second time in a row, the reigning world champion Paolo De Conto wins a round of the European Championship. What a win for the driver from Italy. Kremers second. Let's check the gap for you. 0.0. Brilliant sportsmanship from Kremers. We'll see him up on the podium. De Conto wins, and the Dutch driver Stan Peck's. Again, the Dutch dominance here in Belgium. Stan finishes in P3. What a spectacular finish to the second round, the KZ European Championships here at Genk in Belgium. An absolute nail-biter. The young Dutchman gave it absolutely everything. He drove the wheels off that kart, and he has finished second on the podium. Officially, the margin was 0.172 seconds between De Conto and Kremers. You can see on your screen. Stan Peck's, 2 Dutchmen in the top 3. Anthony Abbas was 4th. Pedro Hilbrand 5th. That's a good result for the Spaniard overall. Patrick Hayek, fastest driver on the track, finishes in 6th ahead of Drezen, Lundberg, Corberi, and Simo Puhaka. Fastest qualifier for the 3rd race in a row, but still needs to get that result. He was 10th. Then came Foray, Torsolini, the American Carlton, Felici Tiene, Bas Lemmers, Jan Kovi, and the French driver Julien Dehart. We lost Andrea Dalle, Jorit Pex, the former European and world champions respectively. And unfortunately, Marco Ardigo did not take the start. What a drive, what a win from the reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto. He's got the Midas touch. Everything he does turns to gold. The reigning world champion, he won the Race of Stars in the Land Down Under last year, winner of the Scoosa Super Nationals, winner of the first round of the European Championships, and we'll see him on the top step of that very podium here at Kart Genk in just a few moments' time. DeConto, for the second race in a row, wins it for CRG. A good result for the Birrell Art team. Nevertheless, I know they wanted to take the victory. You know it. Kramers will know it. Whether he'll be disappointed or pleased with his result, he should be the latter. That was a brilliant performance by young Marine and Stan Pex, again on the podium here at Genk. Well, the second round of the European Championships is in the books. Stay with us live on CIKFIA.tv. The podium presentation in just a few moments. The 2017 CIK European Championships live from Kart Genk. We are about to get underway with the final podium presentation of the afternoon. What a race. What a nail-biting effort. Third place on the podium this afternoon. Let's hear it for the local boy, Stan the Man Pex. Second place from just over the border in Holland. What a race, what a drive. Second place, Martin Kremers. The winner for the second race in a row, let's hear it, for the reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto. And representing the winning manufacturer, CRG Racing Team, Arno Kozlinski. As we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. The podium for the second round of the European Championships here at Genk in Belgium. I'd like to call on Mr. Koen Lemmens, CEO of Karting Genk, the home of champions, to present the third place trophy to Stan the Man Pex. Mr. Paul Lemmens, the circuit owner here at Karting Genk, to present the second place trophy from the Netherlands for Birrelaar to Marijn Kremers. And the CIK FIA Vice President, Mr. Kees van der Grint, to present for the second time in a row the winning trophy to the winning driver, the reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto. And Mr. Dave Ritson, circuit promoter here at Karting Genk, the home of champions, to present the winning trophy to the winning manufacturer, Arno Kozlinski, representing the CRG Racing Team. As the girls step in to present the flowers to Stan, Marijn and Paolo. And we stand by for the champagne. The girls will now step in to present the fuel voucher from the official fuel supplier, Panta Racing Fuel, and the magnificent Avio Milano timepieces. And we step in for a quick word with Stan, Marijn and Paolo. Firstly, Stan, the Man Pex, again here in your own house. You're on the podium in the European Championships. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a hard race. I mean, these two guys were really fast, and also a boss behind me all the time. But I make no mistakes, and yeah, we finished third.
Congratulations, Stan. We'll move in. Second place, Marijn Kremers. Congratulations, mate. What a brilliant drive. Absolutely sensational. Tell us, what happened when you tried to make the move on Paolo down into the chicane with 2 laps to go?
Well, it's a fantastic result for us. We've been off the podium for quite a while, so I'm happy to be back with Birrelaar and TM Racing. I tried to overtake Paolo coming into the chicane with 2 laps to go because I knew Paulo would defend in the last lap and I wouldn't be able to make a pass, but I was just too far back to make it happen. Next time I'll get him.
Brilliant result, Moraine. Enjoy the trip down under, mate. Allora Paolo, se ti tocco diventerò di oro perché everything you touch turns to gold. Reigning world champion, you won in Sarno. Again, you have won and you now lead the European Championships. What a brilliant weekend.
Yes, it's a brilliant weekend because we started from the 8th in the qualifying because I mistake the best lap. So it was difficult in the 8th to come back again and make a good position. In the last one today, I was second, but I get the front fairing penalty, so I have to start again from the back now to P4. In the beginning was really good, and then I take the leader and I try to push what I all what I have, and Marijn follow me all the time. So it was really difficult because for 20 laps, one driver behind you always in the same speed. So he Marijn make a really good result, have a really good speed. Stang also make me a difficult race. So now we think only to the next round in Alonso.
Congratulations. This is the podium, the KZ European Championships. Stan the Man comes through. The Dutchman, Marijn Kremers, in second place. And again, the reigning world champion, Paulo de Conto. Well, from here we go to the brand new Fernando Alonso circuit in northern Spain. We will see you next time, the CIK FIA European Championships. Goodbye from Kart in Genk.